Oh,
On a Saturday.
Man.
Look at this way.
Woo! Oh,
What's
man.
going on?
Oh, jeez, man. Cool,
Yeah.
cool day so far, man.
Yeah.
You know, man, took your little boy to the vet today.
Man, had to take Mamba to the vet, man. I don't even know if I've really spoken about Mamba on the actual podcast. Man.
Talk about Mamba.
Yeah, man, we got a brand new puppy. Literally like a day or two before Thanksgiving, and he's been an absolute joy, man, and just a really great addition to the household. So obviously named him after Kobe, after the late great Kobe. And his name is Mamba. We wanted a black one. They didn't have any black males. We had already put a deposit. But I had told you and told the wife, and it was after a podcast one night, and had a couple of them pineapples in your boy, you know what I'm saying? And the Lakers were in the finals. And I said the Lakers, or no, they weren't in the finals. They were in the playoffs, I think, at that point, because it was a little bit out.
Yes, you're right. Yeah.
I said the Lakers are going to win the championship, and the next day we're going to get a call that Mamba was born.
Yeah.
And Sunday they won the championship, and Monday we got the call.
Right.
And so I said, well, he's got to be Mamba, right? It was in the cards.
To be honest, though, you were like,
I was a little bummed out.
You were like, man, they don't have any black
They don't have any black ones.
And I remember you called me and you were like, man, I don't have any black ones.
That's right.
But everything came true.
Right.
And Sarah said, your wife said everything came true. Yeah. So you were like, yeah, it's meant to be, man. It's just meant to be.
Yeah, no, y'all convinced me.
But to be fair,
it was meant to be.
That dog out there,
amazing,
meant to be.
Amazing.
Really meant to be. Like, that dog is
smart dog.
He is awesome, dude.
Already pretty much like
have one.
Yeah, he's like
so
85% trained. Like, waits for his food. Pretty much potty trained. You know what I'm saying? Like,
you tell him go lay down.
He'll lay down. He'll go lay down. Go get a toy. He'll go get a toy. Like, just understanding commands. Like, he's like, I love the dude so much. So we had to go get his shots today. That sucked. He was so nervous. But shout out to Cereval Animal Hospital, man. You know what I'm saying? They really took care of him. And
they were so nice, dude.
They were awesome.
I went with you.
Yeah, we had like a curbside. We had to do a curbside, so
right.
Everything was over the telephone. A tech comes out and gets comes to get your dog.
Right.
Takes them in, does whatever they're supposed to be doing. And yeah, just very informative. They asked a lot of questions, gave up a lot of information, man. So yeah, shout out to Cereval Hospital, man.
For sure, dude.
For sure,
like,
man.
they were awesome. Just to,
for
hearing
first
the phone
time experience,
call,
you know what I mean?
That the doctor called you, the main vet doctor, and very nice, very nice, pleasant on the phone. Just cool, man. Like,
yeah, man.
I don't know, dude. And Mamba, he's such a cool dog, man.
Yeah,
I
cool,
really,
man.
He's so loving. Like, you walk through the door and he's like, friend, I know you.
Right.
You're my friend.
Yeah,
I know you.
Nah, he's dope,
and
man.
I know he loves you, man. It's like, because I had him, as you were driving over, and he was like, Dad's over there. I want to go see Dad. Dad. Hey, Dad. Dad.
Right.
And
Look at me.
And you're like, I ain't looking at you.
Right.
You're like, because if I look at you could be all over the place.
Dude, like, I'll get home, you know what I'm saying? And obviously my kids, man, they are, oh, hey, what's up, Dad? But he'll be like laying down or something, or whatever the case may be, and he'll look at me, and it's always like a surprise. Like, he'll see me and he'll be like it has to register. He looks at me, he's like, oh shit. You know what I mean? And he starts going crazy, man. So yeah, shout out to Mamba, man.
Yeah,
Shout
dude.
out to
Pretty soon,
definitely when he gets bigger, we're gonna have him on the podcast.
He'll be somewhere in this room.
Right
man.
now, if I had him in here, he'd be like, we'd have to stop this about 1,500 times because he.
I almost kind of want to bring him in here for so everybody can see Mama, dude.
Yeah,
like get a quick little shot. Maybe we might do that. Like,
maybe next time. Yeah, we'll see.
We'll
see.
Just do a quick little like, hey, here's Mamba, so you guys can see who we're talking about, what he looks like.
Yeah, he's
just
dope.
a dope dog, man.
Handsome.
Oh
man.
God, I want one
dog,
so
man.
bad, dude. Like,
beautiful dog, man.
If I didn't live in his upstairs apartment, I would for sure get a dog. Like, this really makes me want to have a dog, man.
He's awesome.
But all in due time,
Yeah, for sure.
Speaking of animals are awesome, dude.
Yeah.
Animals are just crazy, dude. Murder hornets, man. They back.
They're back.
They're back, dude.
No way.
I just read a article, dude, on
can't let us have nothing nice out here, boy.
Murder hornets are back, dude.
Soon as everything starts to fizzle down, like, y'all getting comfortable out here.
But do you know?
Murder hornets.
So it was a really cool article, man. I really enjoyed the article. It was murder hornets are back. They've actually kind of been stuck around.
Yeah, obviously.
But the insect that has figured out how to ward off murder hornets, bees. Bees have figured out a way to keep them at bay. And you know what they do? They go around and they collect feces from different, animals wherever they're at, right? Wherever the bees are at and the murder hornets are at. They put it all over their hive.
No way.
And they put it on themselves. And
That's
it wards them off, dude. I was like, it's just so cool, dude, that there's actual people out there, right?
Yeah.
That actually sit and study this stuff.
Yeah.
It's just so fascinating. It's so cool. Like,
that's
that.
dope.
I
mean, I ain't doing that, but shout out to the bees.
Well, I don't know, dude. I might take some poop, put it on me, dude. Just so I don't have to get stung by a murder hornet, dude.
You're going to have to sting me, dog.
I don't know, dude. I'd rather put poop on myself, dude, than get stung by a murder hornet.
Man, you have to sting me, dog.
I'll be the lather that shit out, dude.
Man.
Like, I can't. No. I guess it depends on the poop, though.
This is poop. What are you talking to? Man. But that's dope, though.
Isn't that interesting? I was just like, man, that's really kind of cool, dude. Like,
it just goes to show you, man, like, how there's levels to this shit.
Oh, dude. And then bees. I know, the thing you got with bees, and I know you appreciate bees for what they, because there are lifelines.
You know what I'm saying?
Right? But they're a lifeline behind everything, man.
For sure.
I mean, they go around and pollinate everything and bring, fruits and vegetables and, flowers and life to everything. They cross-pollinate everything, dude.
Facts.
They're just amazing little insects. We need to protect those things, man.
Yeah.
As a matter of fact, dude, a quick little story about bees, man. Like, I'm very kind of protective of bees in a sense, like, especially not just one, you know what I'm saying? Like, I ain't no flower, get out of here, you shoo them away, whatever. But like, the hive and stuff like that, and I don't feel like they should be destroyed. I feel like they should either be moved by a company or whatever. So there was a beehive over where I work, and they were in, those green under the ground water mains, that like green plastic thing. It found a hive. It made a hive in that thing.
Inside the irrigation box?
Yeah, inside the irrigation box. So people were freaking out, right? There was this beehive in this irrigation box, and they weren't messing with nobody. It was out of the way. It wasn't nothing.
Right.
So they called the exterminator. So the exterminator came over to our building. Now, I'm in a complex of buildings.
Okay.
So there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different buildings plus a hotel there, yada yada, all that stuff, right?
Right.
So he comes over and he's walking around the building and he was like, "Man, I heard you guys had a bee problem," and we knew exactly what he was talking about, and we're like, "No bees here, man." He was like, "Yeah, I got a call that your company called and said there's a beehive," and we're like, we didn't give him any information. We knew exactly where it was. And then he kept roaming around. And so then we saw him and we're like, all right, look, dude, if you don't kill the bees, we'll tell you where it's at. like, you got to promise us that you're not going to, like, destroy this colony of bees, man. Like they're doing something important, right? Like, figure out a way to move them, right? And he was like, you're right. I know ways of moving a beehive, right? Like, he's been in the business for, like, 20 plus years, let's just say. It's a long time. Know this guy. Cool dude. So anyways, we went over there, we showed him where it was at, and he was like, oh, this isn't that bad. Like, what are people tripping about, you know? And I get it, you know, people might be allergic or whatever. You know, yeah, got to move it. So he did his thing though, man. What he did is he had to actually kill a few of them, right? Like, he had to spray, not like pesticide in there. It was like more of like a water-based type of thing to, like, and it drowned a few of them. You know, it basically pisses them off. And it's like, oh, crap, our home is being invaded. And
they just take off.
And then they slowly, what the hive does is, like, find a new home immediately. So what they do is they go and scavenge around to find a new home. And then we went back about 4 hours later, all gone.
That's crazy.
All gone. There was a little pile of dead bees, but at least the hive was saved. But I was like, dude, don't kill the bees, man. Please don't kill the bees, man. I feel so bad, like, when people just, like, straight up just killing bees, man. Like, when they're, because there are ways to move these things, you know, to move these insects, man. Like, they don't want to sting you. They don't want to die. They don't want to go, I'm gonna get you. I'm gonna come get you. No, it's you know.
I mean, again, man, what a terrible defense mechanism, man. Like,
it's a terrible,
like, death, like defense by suicide, bro. Like,
damn it, God, why did you do that?
There's always got to be a flip side to all of it, right?
Man, crazy though, dude. But anyways, that's my bee story.
Nice.
So, I'd read another article, man. I'll switch it up a little bit. Mm-hmm. And it was talking about the Roaring 20s. Remember, 1920s, like, economy started doing really well in the Roaring 20s. A lot of stuff started opening up, a lot of entertainment, a lot of different things started happening in the 20s.
For sure.
And they were saying that they really think, even though what we're going through with the pandemic and stuff like that, they think later in the 20s that we live in will be the same way. They really feel like there's going to be a renaissance in our economy somewhere. Do you feel that? Even in the state that we're in. So you're basically saying
within the next 10 years?
Yeah, within, you know, between now 2020 and then 2029. Yeah.
Yeah, 2029, 2030.
Do you feel that way? Do you get that vibe from and I'm talking about here in America. Do you feel like that is something that might happen?
It's possible. It's possible, and here's why I think it may be possible, because it depends on what we've learned from this. Mm-hmm. From this whole thing. Right. So I feel like every time we go through any type of financial recession, there's always something to be learned from it, and we come out a little bit better. We came out smarter about buying houses from the last recession, right? Mm-hmm. You know, obviously a lot of people were homeless and you know, things went crazy. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? And I say recession because even though we're living in different times, because the recession is caused by the pandemic. Mm-hmm. It's still a recession, right? And so we're talking about financial and just where we're going to be. It depends on what we've learned from this. I think that is quite possible because I think it's shown people different ways of being, of sustaining income.
Yeah.
Of creatively sustaining income. Right. And so, because in the past, like, it's always been, you know, get a job, try to get another job, just try to get a job. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Try to get a job or save for the rainy day. Like, this has made people, because they've had to sit at home, because, you know, there's been lockdowns, because you know, you still, because for the most part, you still can't go anywhere to, you know, kind of exercise your boredness. You know what I'm saying? Like, at least in the past, it was like, with the little bit of money I got, I'm going to go fucking throw away at the club or throw away at the bar. You know what I mean? Like, you can't really do that the way you used to in the past. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
When bad times hit, right? So I think it's made people get into a different bag as far as, okay, now I'm home. What am I into? You know what I'm saying? Or what can I help? How can I help, you know, maintain, you know, some level of income? You've seen people who aren't used to working, who don't work, you know, housewives, whatever.
Right.
You know, kids, you know, teenagers figuring out ways to make some type of income and creating stuff. So I think that will attribute to the next 10 years. It just really all depends on how long does it take for us to get out of the pandemic.
Right.
That's got to be the first thing. Like, once we get out of the pandemic, then what does it look like? And then obviously the online element of it, you know, could really, entertainment's changed a big way, right? And so when it goes back to being kind of somewhat normal, there's still this whole other element that people can use and tap into, which is the digital. And then you've got, you know, stay-at-home movies, and there's so many. There's been a whole nother element added.
I love it, dude, because people have really gotten, you know, creative with the way that they're doing things, right?
Yes,
I mean,
very much so.
It was weird, like, you know, in the beginning of the whole March, April, May really lockdown. What do I do? I don't know what to do. People trying to figure out, like, their boredom, right? And what has come of it in the stuff that I'm actually kind of bored of in just because I've seen a lot of it, like music wise, because I love music so much, you know, all the home stuff, right? The home concerts, the studio concerts with nobody in it, just in their home studio or an actual studio. Sometimes, you know, I've seen some of those, and, but people get creative with dancing videos, and I mean, the art that has come out that I've seen is just been incredible.
Crazy.
I love that people get creative, man. I think we need more of that, and I think that's super exciting because I don't know, right? Like, what that will lead to when the whole, you know, COVID thing kind of simmers down, right? It's never going away, but when it simmers down and the vaccine takes over, whatever happens, right? And things start moving and shaking, how are they going to move and shake into different things? And people go, oh, I can do this, and now I could bring it to a live event, but still do it with a home, like, and that's filming the thing with a home thing. Or
it's now when it gets back to being somewhat normal, everything that we've created during these times is now an added element,
right?
You know what I'm saying, to how we're able to be creative and how we're able to get our content out there. You know, so, and I'm not just saying with music, I'm saying with anything like
everything,
anything like clothing, like whatever it is. There's so much stuff out there. You know, shout out to your sister, man. She's doing the pottery thing, and like,
incredible.
That, you know, how much of a different mindset does she have to go into in these times? You know what I'm saying? It's like now we got to put now we're pushing more online. Now we're getting at everybody. You know what I'm saying? I'm doing promos. We're doing discounts. I'm really gonna get into a different bag and a different element of myself to make sure that I bring in something sustainable.
Right.
So now when it opens back up, it's like, oh, this shit is easy.
Right. Yeah.
Getting out and doing it is easy. Because, like, now I get to actually go talk to people and do this shit.
Right. Because this pushed people to do different things.
Look at us. Like,
oh, man.
You know what I'm saying? Like,
I mean, I don't know.
Went from one video a week to like 4 or 5 a week.
Well,
like,
it's so interesting because we had different plans, you know, leading into 2020.
Yeah.
And, just like everybody else, they got skewed, and we had workarounds, and
Yeah, for
you know,
sure.
I mean, we didn't know the workarounds, and we're still getting creative with things.
Yeah,
You know
man.
what I'm saying? And
Yeah.
and the way just us here, you know.
I think it's quite possible.
I think so too. And then
I don't know how probable it is, just because it's the
I guess we'll have to
the
wait
pandemic
and see,
side of
but
it, and also how much are people tired of being cooped up that they go the complete opposite way.
Well,
And we go so far away from digital shit that it's not an element in that sense. You know what I'm saying? Like,
right.
you feel me?
Yeah.
Like, people are like, I don't want to see it, which is it's fine. Get out and have interaction and do all that shit.
Right.
But how much of this, of what we've been doing, actually stays a part of what we do in the future?
I still think it does. I still think it plays a part of going forward. I think there's no way, because we've talked about it, there's no way of going back to our normal quotations, right? There's no going back to that. Like, that's gone. That's, and I'm not saying we're not getting back to concerts and stuff like that, right?
For sure.
But I think what we've done, and what, the creative people side of things are shifting and going, okay, well, now I know there's audiences not just going out. There's audiences in different areas and different avenues that I've never tapped into
what if
before.
you have a concert, you know what I'm saying? Like, we'll just say we'll just stick to entertainment for right now. But what if you have a concert and you're doing a concert in Atlanta?
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? But then you also sell like digital streaming tickets, where a certain amount of people can buy these tickets and stream it at home and watch that same concert at home.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Like that, like there's so much you can add to it. You got
Right.
people that are teaching classes, as far as like in sports and in music, and kind of neat, niche classes.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? And are they going to continue to do that once they go back to in-person training?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So if we do that, then fuck yeah. Like, we'll see a big boom. And also, the other thing we got to think about is that we have teenagers right now that are 14, 15, 16 that are seeing all of this happen.
Right. Yeah. All these young minds.
As students.
Right? Yeah.
And I'm guaranteeing there's a large part of them that are saying, when I'm
exactly,
I'm going to ensure that we're ready in
right.
case something happens.
And I could see
I'm
like
gonna have a
2026.
side hustle.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah,
like 2026, 2027.
Yeah.
Where I said like the roaring 20s would really come back, because they're bringing this element to.
Yeah. It's about them. It's about the youngins though too.
It's always
bro.
about the young people, dude. Every decade, it's about those young people pushing stuff forward, or differently, pushing it in a different way, and us older people, kind of looking at that and going, oh my God, I can't believe I didn't even think about that.
Yeah.
Whatever it is. I also think the other interesting thing too is all these big, like, are moving away from like these, like, especially from California and like New York, like, big time people like, I know Elon Musk left California, Joe Rogan, for instance, he left and went to Texas, and, people are like shaking things up, dude. They're like, yeah, man, I don't want to be here. This isn't the place I want to be if another pandemic happens. I'd rather be in this location, or I don't know, man. I'm seeing a shift happening, and I think that's why when I read that, I kind of
do you think that okay do you think that, because I have a couple questions.
Yeah.
The first question, based on your point right now, do you think that specific element of entertainment will change, where we basically have two major hubs, and then I'll say three, including Atlanta, because Atlanta has become a huge hub for entertainment at this point.
I
It wasn't always, but now, but it's always Los Angeles, Hollywood, Cali,
right,
New York, and that's like 1A, 1B, whatever.
right.
And then now you have Atlanta as another, like, I'm saying just for media, entertainment, movies, blah, blah, blah. Do you think that's going to change? Do you think it's going to be more spread out?
I do. I think it's going to shift.
I think so too.
I think it's really going to shift. I think it's going to, because Atlanta, as you know, as far as movies and TVs go, like if you guys watch to the like end of the credits, what do they always have? The Georgia peach symbol. A lot of stuff is filmed out in Georgia.
Atlanta has become the new hub.
But it's expensive. I know from, I worked on a TV show back in the day in the 90s, so I'm not like tapped in, but it's expensive, dude, to film in California.
Oh,
just straight. Sure. I mean, to live, to everything, whatever. It's expensive.
Oh, it's expensive.
So Cali's they don't really shoot in Los Angeles unless it's like, they're taking of the sky, the cityscape type of thing or whatever,
Right.
But most stuff is not really filmed in Cali much anymore, anyways. But I do see, I think, more of a shift of, like, especially movies, TV go. But I also think, I think the music industry too, like, well,
music industry is going away from that anyways.
It is
because of the digital era.
But I think what has happened with the pandemic has really shifted people even further.
For sure.
I mean, I see ads like crazy. I'm like, on your phone, right? Of what you can do on your phone. It's incredible, dude. I'm like, where was that like 5 years ago?
Oh, man.
I mean, this is new. This is new stuff, right?
Shit.
And it's like making complete songs on your phone, straight up complete songs on your phone. Beat makers, and it doesn't have to be hip hop. I mean, it's straight up anything you want it to be.
Yeah, you got full audio workstations on your.
You know what I'm saying?
Facts.
And so you don't need to be in Los Angeles or New York anymore to be noticed, right? What do you need? You need an internet connection.
You just need an internet. You need some Wi-Fi and a room.
Yeah. So
an area.
And I think, the shift on that has really taken hold here in 2020.
I feel you.
It has slowly been that way, but now I think the shift is like, it was like, oh man, my dreams of going to Los Angeles. And then
you
now,
don't need to.
Right. And then now, though, it's like, oh, I don't need to. I'm getting.
But you also have a lot of independent, okay, so for instance, Kev on Stage.
Mm-hmm.
Now he has his own company. I think it's Kev on Stage Productions.
Yeah. I watched that video that you posted up, dude. That was crazy.
He literally now has his own app
and his own
streaming service.
Yeah.
To go watch Black-owned.
Yeah, dude.
Like,
I was a little bit jealous, dude, watching that and the space that he had.
He's worked his ass off for that shit. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, definitely.
You're always like, oh,
like
man,
proudly jealous. Yeah.
Of course, you're like good for you.
Motivation.
Yes.
You know what I'm saying?
Like, it's more of a motivation.
Damn, dog.
But hell yeah.
I wish I had this. I guess I gotta work a little bit more. You know what I'm saying? Like, it makes you excited.
Yeah, because the space was like 4 times the size of your house.
But you have that, you have that, and you have, now he's hiring black actors, and not just black. Like, he's hiring comedians and actors and actresses, and you know what I'm saying. Right. Like, he's creating a stream of revenue for people who aren't allowed into Hollywood.
And I love this because I've always said
and they're probably dope as fuck.
Yeah. And I've always said to you, man, we need people to rival these big companies. Like,
I'm telling you, bro.
These big companies are not going anywhere.
And what has happened this year too? What have we done this year too? Pay a lot more attention to not just black owned businesses, but small businesses, privately owned businesses. We stopped going to, Target and Walmart and started getting our clothes from the local mom and pop shop. We stopped getting our food from the big restaurants and started finding, Teresa's whatever.
Right, dude.
Or, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like Fred's whatever. Like, we started going to those spots. So, Yeah, I think it's definitely.
So everything you just said, that makes me think of like a Roaring 20. Like that
I
makes
agree.
me think, oh man, like I don't know what it looks like, but I definitely think we are jumping to that point. Like,
I agree.
we're getting there, and I think it's kind of exciting in a sense.
I think it's very
Like
exciting.
I can't wait to see like what happens. Like, and especially you touching on the kids, man. Like I love to see what kids come up with, dude, because they're so let kids be imaginative and let them use that creative side.
For
Like,
sure.
because think about when you were younger, right? Like how you had all these ideas, right? And and I think everything now is so easily
Accessible.
attainable,
Yeah.
with all the technology we have and stuff too,
Yeah.
and how do we use this for, our to move us in a different direction?
Yeah.
I don't know, man. I think when I was reading that article, it was, they were like, I don't, they had two different sides. One was like, no, I don't think anything is going to happen. And then so it was a cool little piece because it was kind of like what we do here in a sense. It was an article, but it was a little back and forth of like, I'm not sure. And then the other person's like, yeah, I think it's going to happen. And I kind of sided more with, yeah, I think it's going to happen. Like, I think this pandemic has made a shift.
Man, it definitely has changed a lot. You know what I'm saying? It's changed a lot as far as the landscape of this country and other countries in general. And it's definitely made people, for a lack of a better term, wake up and smell the roses, in a way, and really start to try to explore a little bit different, than what they've done, and because, yeah, man, I mean, adversity will show you character,
Right.
And so it's like, I mean, I can sit here and name all the, when the going gets tough, the tough get going, and you know what I'm saying? Like, it's really, I'm really happy to see, kind of what it's made people do.
Mm-hmm.
Now there's a flip side of that, but we're not talking about that.
I want to hear what do you mean flip side?
Well, there's just a flip side of it's made people go crazy and act a little fucking dumb, but I don't want to get into that.
Gotcha.
On the positive
Yes.
And that's just the way, like I said, with adversity shows character. So,
right.
Yeah, and I also think that, again, going back to the kids, like, I feel like the kids are gonna have a better, even like people in their early 20s now, you know what I'm saying, that the college kids are going to have a real grasp on different ways of doing stuff. And, we've kind of, this country has kind of shifted towards tech over the last 5 years. Like, that's, tech. If you want to get a job, you got to go tech. Where back in the days, it was everything was labor.
Yes.
It was manual labor.
Correct. Yeah.
You get a fucking construction job, you're set for the next 20, 30 years, get your pension, whatever. Even grocery stores back in the days were a way of like, you get in, you start at the bottom, you become this, you become this, you become this, you're in the union, you leave, you get your pension, you're good. Like, being a grocery store manager back in the days was like a damn good job.
Right.
And you worked and you hustled, you know what I'm saying? So everything shifted to tech, obviously, because of where we are. But with that, it also went away from creativity and doing pottery and making art, doing paintings, not just the music, not just the movies,
right? Just art,
being creative.
Yeah, creative in general, man.
Building desks, it's made dads sit at home and say, I don't want to spend $200 on a desk. I can go spend $50 on some wood,
right,
and some nails, and I'm gonna make my own desk.
And I'm at home, and I got my garage. I got
my
tools,
own shelves, whatever.
For
so
sure.
that's still being creative.
Oh, dude,
that's still a huge part of being creative.
Absolutely.
You
Woodworking, metalworking,
man,
glass work. I mean, all that stuff is
all
creativity,
that stuff. And
dude.
I think because of that, yes, I think it's very, very, I switched my argument. Actually, it's very probable that will happen. You know what I'm saying? For sure.
I kind of to go on our drive today, we saw this dude's art on the side of the road. And you were like, look at that stuff. And I was like, that stuff is incredible.
It was fire.
It was
like glass art.
Yeah,
I don't know what
like,
it was, man, but it was
like glass metal. I'm not sure what it was.
Man, if I had some cash on me, I would have pulled over. If we didn't have
Mamba, I would have actually said, hey, can you pull over? Because I actually want to see this stuff up close.
For
and
sure.
I might have bought something.
He had like some homemade,
cool.
like some, it looked like hand carved like helmets, like football helmets.
Yes, he did.
They were hand carved. They weren't like what you go buy in the fucking store.
It
was like
awesome, dude. They were
glass
really cool.
worked.
Yes,
yeah, dude.
And he had like little cactuses, and then
Yeah.
my favorite ones were like the flower stuff, man, because they were beautifully
Then he
done.
had, like,
They were
this
like
decorative wall stuff that was on there.
he had like
it
a
was
moon
crazy.
and a sun, and I don't know, dude.
Yeah.
I was like, dude, this stuff is cool, man. I love seeing stuff like that. You know,
Yo, speaking of having something on the side, listen, I'm going to take a video one of these days, so everybody believes me. And if you want to see the video, it will be on my Instagram at TurnUpMyDB. But the Jackrabbit swap meet has become out of control.
it was popping today,
They selling rims, bruh.
I know. I saw.
Did you see the rims?
I did see the rims.
I said they got 26 inches out there, bro. They tripping?
Yeah. Again,
they selling everything out there. That whole dirt lot it was 12 o'clock. They still setting up, and it's 100 people out there.
Right. I think the return of like swap meet type of stuff, man. Like I don't see very many of those, right?
That's
so
facts.
How do you get? You're selling online. You're selling like on
deals,
Etsy
bro.
or whatever, right?
You going in and getting them deals,
and then you go
dog.
to like right here the Jackrabbit swap meet.
Jackrabbit swap meet. It's a real thing. If y'all think I'm playing, man, pull up to the Jackrabbit swap meet.
Again, you could do both. You know what I'm saying? You could do online. But then you could go to
sit on the block
over here.
Yeah.
And this, I swear to you,
and I think because of the pandemic, it's made people do that because it was not like that last year. It wasn't even close to that. And every week since we really got into like lockdown, COVID, there's been another fucking and another and
because
another.
It's outside,
and it's not the same, bro. It's not like, okay, here's a taco truck and then here's a different type of. It did kind of have that kind of it was on that kind of roll of food trucks, but then it was like they selling rims out there. I'm not even playing with y'all. My dude had the 20s, he had the 22s, he had the 24s. I mean, he had them on dunk. He had the donks out there. You know what I'm saying? For the old school players, he had the donks out there, man. Like, I'm driving. I'm like, oh, they bugging out here.
Yeah. I had to be careful.
But it's dope.
I had to be careful driving over that way, too, because it was so busy.
Oh,
it was
busy,
like
bro.
People pulling in and out over there. It's
already crazy on that street.
I really wish, because we looked up how much that lot was over there. Mm-hmm. It's expensive. So, I don't know. I wish I could own that lot, dude, because I'd be like, hey.
Some investors.
But, dude, yeah, it's something else, dude.
It's unbelievable.
I really think that's also going to change, too. I think we're going to see something happen to that corner over there, and that's going to be part of the Roaring 20s, man. Going back to the Roaring 20s. I'm just so excited, dude. I really am. Like, I think going back to that Roaring 20 thing, like what humans have to go through, always, like, it doesn't matter, right? Like, if you go through struggle, no matter what kind of struggle you go through in life, right? And if you can pull out of it,
facts. We just talked about this today.
What comes out of that other side? Like, something beautiful comes out of that other side. If you get through,
because when you've been through adversity, then you know what adversity looks like.
Yes. Yeah. And
so the next time you get punched in the chest, it don't hurt as bad. You can recover better.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying?
Right.
You built up a win to you.
Yeah.
You know?
Mm-hmm.
So it's like, oh, that kind of hurt a little bit, but I didn't lose my win this time.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So now I can go back and I can continue to fight. And I think that's what's really happened. And it makes you adjust. You know what I'm saying? It makes you, sometimes we get so tunnel vision in the way we do things.
Yeah.
And it's just the way that society is set up. You know, they literally tell you, go to school, get a degree, get a job that pays you well, work for 40 years, retire, tell your kids the same thing.
Right. Yeah, it's on this like continual cycle. Yeah.
And most of the time what happens, whatever field you're in, your kids normally go in.
Mm-hmm.
It's just the way it is, right?
Right.
So it is rare that, like, even these artists, these entertainers that come from like struggle backgrounds, that's a rare thing. Like, it doesn't happen all the time. There is a lot of people who come from struggle backgrounds that make it to the entertainment industry, or excuse me, there's a lot of people in the entertainment industry that come from struggle backgrounds.
Right.
But not a lot of people from struggle backgrounds make it into the entertainment industry. Like, that's a rare thing.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? The people that are actually filming, running Sony,
right,
running Fox, running these companies, that shit is handed down. Like, yo, I'm running this shit. Junior, you running this shit.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So my point is, we get so tunnel vision in the way we do things, right?
Yeah.
And this has caused people to change the way they do things, whatever it is.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
It's about time to shake things up,
Yeah.
too. You know what I'm saying? I think we've been preaching that here
For sure.
for a while.
You gotta
like,
constantly evolve and change.
I mean, I think it's important for the human race
Mm-hmm.
to evolve out of the, you know, like, working is not a bad thing. I'm not saying we shouldn't have jobs or whatever, but I think the way that we think about these things should be changed and should evolve into something different. You know, and you know, it kind of goes back to being people who, like, let's just say you're a painter, right? And that's what you love to do. That's what makes you happy. And if you want to live that way and you want to sell 2 paintings a year for, you know, $10,000, and that's what you make, you know, for the whole year, and but you are so happy about what you do, good for you. Don't tell that. You shouldn't have to tell that person. You should go get a job at wherever corporation.
No, I mean, unless their paintings suck, I mean, then, you know, you got to be real with motherfuckers. You know what I'm saying?
Well, true.
Like,
True, but I'm just saying, like,
shit's just trash.
But you got to let people.
Hey, but somebody told Picasso
creative,
his shit was trash too, so.
Right. His stuff is trash.
It is. I mean,
I don't really care for it personally, but art is in the eye of the beholder, anyways, dude. No matter what the art is, even the ear of the beholder, if it's music or whatever, anything creative that you're going to do, there's going to be people that are hating on it.
I'll tell you this, man. It definitely, the restaurant business will never be the same.
Yeah, that's going to be very interesting too. To see.
It'll never be the same.
See how what comes.
There will
out
always
of
like every.
You think we're going straight food truck? Dude,
no. But I'm
dude,
saying, like,
food trucks are awesome, dude. There's some.
I'm
good
saying
stuff
there's a
on food
lot
trucks.
of like there was a lot of dine-in only businesses that you know, adapted and did, you know, started like pick up and delivery and stuff. But there's a lot of like dine-in only restaurants that had to adjust. You had these other ones that already offered pickup and delivery, and so it was an adjustment, but not as much. There was a lot of those that, you know, didn't sustain, man, through these hard times. So I think restaurants are gonna have from here on out, for the most part, some type of contingency plan. You know, where they're always gonna have something. A pickup or delivery option.
They're gonna have to.
I think you're gonna see now. I do think you're gonna see a lot more, you know, either delivery services or the actual restaurants offer delivery through their own restaurant.
Yeah.
Like we'll just pay somebody here.
It'll be interesting to see for sure.
You know,
I mean, but
because it's gonna be it's already changed already.
But true. And I wonder how much that will change, because I think one of the things that I think culture in general, no matter where you go, one of the best things about culture in general is breaking bread with people.
For sure.
So I don't know how much that will actually change, but I agree with like having some backup plan.
Yeah.
Be like, okay, so if something does happen again, we have to have this in place now.
Right.
And I think we even talked about it on the last podcast about why these big companies did so well and actually saw an increase, is because they were not necessarily they were prepared in the sense like, oh, we know something's coming down.
Right.
But they were prepared for.
Yeah, they were already doing shit.
They were already doing it, and then what happened? Everybody shifted over to it, and then everything got, everybody went online. They're like, yeah, we can handle this stuff. So I think I am agreeing with you in the sense of they have to have some sort of backup plan to continue.
For sure.
And to be prepared and have it already in place, even if it's, only 10 people a night that order out or whatever, take home or whatever it is, because you never know what's going to happen.
You never know what's going to happen.
So, But yeah, man, I think Roaring 20s, I'm excited to see. I've been just so excited to see.
Yeah,
what's
let's get through this pandemic, man, and
of course, one step at a time.
Do
always
the best we can, and even for those that are listening, for those that are watching, man, if you're at home and you find yourself with a lot of idle time, find something that you like to do, man, and if it turns out that you can sell it and make a little profit off it, like my wife with these cups, man, it was literally something that she was like, oh, I'm interested in doing it, creating a couple of things, and now it's just blown up to, and it's not even close to where it could be. Like she needs probably 4 more machines, like what I mean, like
right,
17 more hands, like you know what I mean. I know that's an odd number of hands, but some people don't have limbs. You know what I'm saying?
Oh man!
But yeah, man, like find something that you love to do.
Right.
Incorporate it, even if it's like an hour a day. And dedicate to that, and fail. Make something ugly the first 5 times. Figure it out, and then make it pretty, and then make it prettier. Make it, just make it look better every time, or whatever it is.
If you enjoy doing it, just keep doing it.
If you want to rap, if you want to sing, if you want to find out, there's so many ways to do shit. If you want to make music, if you want to, whatever, man,
right?
Do it.
Yeah,
and put it online. Shit, fuck it. See what happens. You never know.
And who cares if it only gets just a little bit of love?
Whatever.
I mean,
somebody saw it.
Yeah, absolutely.
You know what I'm saying?
Yeah. Yeah, man.
Good question, man. Awesome. Good
cool.
Talk.
Well, I got nothing else, man.
I'm good. I'm
You
good.
good?
Yeah.
We out. Bye.
Make sure you guys go check out for all the listeners. If you have a chance, go to the YouTube page. Go check out our What You Heards, What You Heard previews, and What You Heard reviews. And if you get a chance, check it out. Check out the podcast as well. For all the people that are watching, make sure you check out What You Heard previews, reviews, and stay tuned in, man. We got a lot more. Coming up, especially end of the year. So
yeah, that we do.
Stay in tune. Stay in tune with us, man.
Yep. Well, you guys stay safe and you guys stay positive out there.
As always, this is the Gray Space. Shh.